Use them wisely and use them sparingly. And Treasure Island, it might just reward you.
Excellent drive, Frank. Right where you want to be. Second from an excellent lie. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. The second shot now to the par 4. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
1 under early in the round, and getting ready for the putt. Still even par for the day.
Rich, they're trying to ransack it. That ball's heading our way.
Is that a golf shot or a cannonball?
Duck!
Look out! That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look.
In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
Get in. Yes, good putt. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Frank, this is not an easy tee shot. Trying to thread it between those 2 giant trees.
Third hole, Captain Hook. Par 5. Really just keep it down that left side, very, very close to the coastline. Good tee shot. You might be able to get home for 2. But rather than hook your second, you're going to have to slice it.
Frank, look at that tree in the distance. Looks like the face of a man carved out of it. I'm just seeing things right now. I'm spooked by this golf course. Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for. hazard?
Maybe wet, in the water. Too bad. Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water. Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot in golf. You've just paid for it.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. And setting up here in the rough. He is capable of going on some torrid runs. This would be a birdie for Fowler. He'd settle for par here. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. -1 in the early going. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. He's putting for bogey now. Blemish on the scorecard. A bogey. Well, Frank, as if this tee shot wasn't hard enough, look what's in the distance, just to throw a little scare into the player.
Devil's Cauldron, yeah, that's the volcano in the distance, but it's also a good line there, Rich. This is a really narrow fairway that's anything other than straight. So your tee shot, you really have to imagine where that ball's going to land. Which part of the fairway is it going to land on?
You really need to be on your game here at Treasure Island. Oh my goodness, that is on in one. Wow, what an incredible shot. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a 2-putt, well done.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. Good putt, and now 1 under par. Well, Frank, as we zero in on this hole, you can see plainly that it requires a, well, should we say...
A good head.
A heady approach.
That's right. Skull on the right will remind you of that enormous feature there on the right side. And that's one of the things about the short par 4 is there's so many little architectural features you'll follow along the way. Skinny fairway, just bends a little to the left like a cutlass. And then once you get up on the green, it's the Jolly Roger is the shape of the green, skull and crossbones.
That's right.
And plus the bunkers, they don't look like normal bunkers, Rich.
You know, what happened here, Frank?
Well, they say there's treasure on this island, and those, well, they were man-made. They were digging for anything other than sand.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Flagstick 150 yards away. Good swing, good shot yet again. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Good chance now after that approach shot for a birdie.
Oh, he was so precise coming in, and the measurement is 9 feet away.
Frank, this ball's in the rough. You like to hinge just a little bit quicker on the takeaway when the ball is down like this?
No, when it's down, you've just got to make sure that you wind up almost like you're hitting a tee shot. This is not one to be dallied with. You've got to hit it powerfully, and you really have to focus on that club getting through the grass, past the ball, and out the other side.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Fowler for birdie. Frank, I thought that was in. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par and let's forget about how good you are. Not really worth the go because you'd have to hit some sort of monumental second shot that got up very, very quickly. And chances are you won't get a flat lie on this fairway. It is anything other than straight and anything other than level.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Frank, at a 72-hole stroke play event, do you like birdie fests where, say, 28, 30 under par might win it, or do you like a good old-fashioned grind them out where you might be able to win the championship at, say, 7, 8 under par?
Yeah, I like the latter, really, because I think it tests the mental fortitude. Normally, if people are in the mid-20s under, the golf course is a little easier. It's a little more forgiving. Greens are flatter and all that. And therefore, I'm not saying it's one-dimensional, but it's closer to that. When you have a good old barn brawn out there with the rough thick and bunkers are difficult and greens are fast and undulating, every part of your game is stressed to the limit. And, sort of 10 under, I always think, is like a really good litmus test for a great tournament.
Big swing right there and a great result And now a chance for a big swing in momentum with an eagle coming up. Well, not quite enough on that one, Frank.
Yeah, coming out of the rough, not surprising, considerably short.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in.
Takes care of business. 5 under par. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That puts them at 4 under for the round. 8th hole's a par 3, Frank, with a most unusual green.
I'm really cross at this hole, Reg. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Frank, this one's headed way right.
And rough trees, all sorts of problems on that right side.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. And it is in.
Amazing. Amazing.
Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Well, partner, this is a straightforward hole. Some trouble on the left and a mermaid on the right.
Oh, mermaid's good luck. We're going to need some good luck here. Keep a little left of the mermaid, down that left side. And you see the two masts in the distance? Yeah, that's a pirate ship. So the left mast, left side of the green, right mast, right side of the green.
See any pirate ship, I can't take my eyes off the mermaid. This is a good-looking shot. Well, they claim it's a reachable par 4. We haven't seen a whole lot of people do it today. We just saw it right there. Well done. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. That was not a very good read right there. You'll need to be strong with this. He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Score that a birdie. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Not very good at all right there.
No, I think it's time to sell the clubs, buy a tennis racket.
Well, you can see it there. Feels very good about what he's doing. That's a nice par putt. Stays at 6 under. How about 7 under par now? Moving on to the 11th, it's a par 5 right in the middle of Buccaneer Bay. And Frank, this is an ingenious design.
You've got to keep both hands on the wheel here, Rich, because there's so many choices involved. Really 5 fairways to hit at. And then there's a landing area in the distance if you can't reach this par 5 and 2. Obviously, the further right you go, the shorter the hole gets. But look how much smaller the fairway gets. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for 11.
Well, this is a humbling game, isn't it, Frank?
Well, shots like that, not to be proud of.
Nine under for the round. Oh, dude, that's an eagle. Getting set now to tee off at the 12th here at Treasure Island. It's a par 4, and again, need to make the trip across a couple more islands. Not looking good, Frank.
No, I think it's wet.
So toweled off, dried off, and ready to go.
It looks like this swing hasn't still got the floaties on.
Third shot now after the last one found the deep blue.
You can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
How good has the swing tempo been?
Has not lost it since the first hole, Rich. I think that's been the key to the round. Started with that rhythm, even though the winds were out there. The winds haven't abated, and neither has that rhythm.
So, dropped the shot after ending up with the water on that recent miscue. Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water. enough on that one.
Yeah, just seemed to baby it.
So, Frank, he'll take a drop here.
Yeah, he'll take his medicine, take his penalty shot. The hole's not over yet.
Every once in a while, you're reminded this is a pretty hard game.
That was evidence.
And that's a bogey. Under par for the round. Par 5 13th now at Treasure Island, and Frank, this is a tremendous hole.
Many persons become shipwrecked here at 13, Rich, because of the multitude of choices here. Firstly, with the tee shot, how far you hit it down there, and then, more importantly, with the second shot. So many different options there, even perhaps going for the par 5 and 2. Stay calm, stay dry, and you get through 13.
Easy for you to say, stay calm.
In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. This has really been a challenge all day long with these winds coming from different directions, changing speeds. It's gone from 15 upwards to 25 miles per hour. Really a test for the players. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. The problem is turning one mistake into another. That was terrible.
This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt. Now minus 10 for the round. Frank, you could say the back nine starts to heat up right about this point in the round.
You could say there's a lot to lava about this one.
This is just at the base of Devil's Cauldron, the volcano, to the right of the player, teeing off here at the 14th.
Yeah, just keep it there as close as you can to the hill or the side of the volcano, and then you just see the green sneak in behind there. Good tee shot and a long tee shot, and then the hole's not too difficult. Hit it short, maybe a little crooked, you're going to find some trouble.
.310 yards and straight, you can win with that. Second shot, good look at the green.
Should be safely on deck.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Oh, I thought he had that. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. 11 under on the day. Frank, this is where you begin to see almost this ingenious, evil nature of this design by the Pirates here at Treasure Island. It gets punishing to the finish.
It certainly does, Rich. This is also where we start our ascent to the summit of Devil's Cauldron with just a little tempting par 3. Just goes across, has to be flighted well across the ravine, but it's got to be up, it better be high, and it better be long enough.
The grind is about to begin here at the par 3 15th. Each hole from here on out climbing up to the top of the volcano. Fowler is capable of going on torrid runs. This would be a birdie for Fowler. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. He's made it. 16th hole at Treasure Island. Pure danger, Frank, off that left side while continuing the climb.
And it's aptly named Devil's Elbow, but be careful, because right at the corner of the elbow, now there's no funny bone. Have to be short or long of that, otherwise you're going to go all the way down to the bottom.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. This is a good-looking shot. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Second shot coming out of the rough here. He is capable of going on some torrid runs. This would be a birdie for Fowler. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important that this one goes in.
Getting set now over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, Frank, it is time to walk the plank here at the 17th hole.
And don't put a foot wrong if you do. There'll be no help from your parrot as you try and veer a little left on this hole that bends that way. Up and up we go. Nearly to the top of the volcano.
Watch your step, matey.
You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Drivable par 4. Not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot.
Ambitious.
He'll need to be strong with this. Oh, yes, he's holed it, Frank.
Unbelievable. From that distance.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Great, too.
Beautiful. Frank reminds me a little bit of TPC Sawgrass, the famous island par 3, the 17th hole, except here you're hitting over lava.
And things, if they haven't already heated up, they heat up right here. Just a par 3, flash it across the lava, if you can. Find the green, if you can. Then make your way to the green, if you can.
Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
This for par. 14 under on the day. Okay, no problem with that one. Frank, a lot to like in this performance today.
Oh, it is. There's so many positives to take out of this round. Not just the possibility to win this week, but going forward, this is great golf that you would hold up against anybody right now.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We are along the Paracel Islands in the South China Sea. Frank, on a mission here today. What can you tell us about this course?
Well, one thing, Rich, we don't want to fatigue out there, so I've got my battle gear on. Interesting layout ahead. Plenty of water. The island's there to be negotiated, navigated, and you never know what just might pop up during the course of the game.
And partner, let me just, before we get started, salute you.
I salute you too, Rich. You ready?
Ready. Aim.
Fire.
Down, little Sheba. Down!
Oh, that's off the beaten track. You got 5 minutes to find it.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. 1 under early in the round. Frank, as we look at the second, your average hole with, say, a few bunkers, maybe even a pond, that would be a walk in the park compared to what I'm seeing right here.
Yeah, early surveillance said that guard shack just to the right of the green is actually not empty, so be a little aware of that when you cross the bridge. Green just 167 yards away, though, from the tee.
Hoping to get this up and down here, Frank, at the par 3 after missing the green.
Yeah, it's not all bad.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
This is a par bid for Fowler. Stays at 1 under with that par. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Just like that, now at 2 under.
Whoops. Alert, alert, alert.
Frank, I've heard of a strong wind coming from out of the south-southeast, but this is something I've never seen.
Nearly destroyed this par 3.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That will be a great look at birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Now at -2 for the day. This for birdie. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hitting the ball in the right place there. And, yep, good thing, too. He's actually putting well.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways. Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, 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 rough.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Wow, what a shot.
What are the chances of making it from there?
Frank, you and I have called golf from around the world. Places like, well, the hot air balloon in the Grand Canyon comes to mind. This has been a rather unusual spot as well.
It is. I thought we'd be safe up here in the observation tower, Rich, but I don't know, with that boat coming in, or should I say the destroyer, I don't exactly feel safe right now. But we'll batten down the hatches as we watch the tee shot at the 5th.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. Oh, this could be good. Ooh, nice play right there. That's in pretty close. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. Frank, anything you do differently from the rough in terms of your swing? Do you hinge the club a little bit more quickly?
No, normally put the ball just a little bit further back in your stance because you want the club to be going down. Down, it's got to go down through the grass, through the ball.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. This is a birdie putt for Fowler.
Oh, good roll, good putt.
This one measures out to 15 feet. Wow, what a putt. That is huge. Now on to the 7th, and Frank, this potentially a tricky hole.
Green well protected in the short and to the right there by that concrete blockade. Green lines up nicely, not overly long too. And really just a nice shot on target. Just be wary of the breeze though in case it's coming off the water. It'll blow it towards those palm trees.
And you don't want to get stuck down in the trenches either.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know, the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you mentioned...
Frank, how about that?
Well, can you believe that, too? I mean, could have hit the flag and bounced away instead. Straight in. Amazing shot. And really deserves it.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Now at the 8th here at Paracel Storm, this is a relatively short hole. But if you notice off to the left, Frank, there is a basketball court. And that allows me the chance to say, from way downtown. Yes.
Well, if you miss this green, you might be able to sign up too. There's plenty of barracks. You can just take a left turn, go into there and enlist. But if you want to keep playing, par 3, under 200 yards. See if you can safely get on deck.
And this attempt will be from about 130 yards. Look out left.
And there's rough over there.
Frankie's missed the green here in regulation, but still hasn't missed the chance to make the par.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he's got this shot in his toolbox coming up. If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Oh my goodness, he just made that. I cannot believe it.
I was thinking might get it close. And just a great shot.
80 yards to the flagstick, Frank.
And this will be fine, just a little left of the flag.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Settles in over the putt. How about 7 under par now? Just a couple of feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. It's the start of the back nine mission. Rich Lerner for EA Sports, along with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us a little bit about the 10th.
A very civilized par 3, Rich. This is the more populated part of the island. Just over 150 yards, which makes it reachable for anybody. Just a short iron coming in. You're going to need a short iron too, because that flag today on the left, tucked behind those palm trees, well away from the beach.
Fowler for birdie. 8 is not enough. That is 8 under par with that birdie. So just a formality here. Sinks the putt for birdie. Now the tiny little 11th hole here at Paracel Storm, Frank.
The scorecard gives it 125 yards, Rich, and we know we're going across the bay there, but really this is an excellent chance to increase that birdie-bogey ratio.
Hoping to get this up and down here, Frank, at the par 3 after missing the green.
Yeah, it's not all bad.
That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Well, how do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. See what Ricky Fowler does with this putt. Well into red figures at 9 under for the round. Frank, the 12th hole here at Paracel Storm, at 241 yards, island green. I can't think of a harder par 3 in the world.
This hole, you really have to be wary on the direction of the wind, because if it's coming off the island, then it's going to blow it towards the water. It's going to make this tee shot so much more difficult. Conversely, if you get a little sea breeze, it's going to help. It's going to hold it up there and make this whole play that little bit easier. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Always like to get the double figures under par. 10 under already. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Going right back to the large island here at the 13th, Frank.
Trenches behind will certainly protect anything that goes a little bit long. Left of this green, you better call in the Navy. This looks like it's going to find the target. That was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Ooh, what a shot right there. Beautifully done. Fowler is capable of going on torrid runs. This would be a birdie for Fowler. And in for birdie. Frank, this looks like a green where if things didn't go well, you might find yourself just walking around in a bit of a haze, maybe talking to an old volleyball that washed ashore.
It's almost like a booby trap, Rich. It looks way too easy after some of the other holes we've seen. I've got this sort of sneaking suspicion there's something out there. It just looks like a green, just perched up there with very little trouble around. That's got me thinking it might just be something out there.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there, the easiest of birdies coming up.
In the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. It's in the hole. Just a sensational shot right there. Just a little tap in here. 14 under on the day. Now to the 15th, and Frank, where exactly is the green here?
Well, I think you need the Jungle Book to try and decipher this one. A little short par 3 up and over there. There is a green in amongst that jungle, and even the green has its own little mini jungle in it.
This is one of my favorite holes on this golf course. Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Getting set now over the putt. So close. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
He takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
16th hole here at Paracel Storm, and Frank, as we begin this closing stretch, strikes me, this is tough guy golf out here, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is. You want to earn your stripes by playing this golf course. This is the place to be. In the spirit of conservation, we have some solar panels to boost up the finish. And the hole not overly long. Let's see what the lieutenant can do this time. Should be safely on deck.
These putts keep the round together. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. And now he has this for the birdie. You'll love them, the birdies, and that's another one. Now to the 17th hole, and as we come to the end of this round, you salute the players because they're out there carrying not only their golf clubs, but the med kits and the meal packs, because this is no ordinary golf course. You have to be on alert, high guard all the time. So off the tee here at the par 3, not his best stuff, but still a chance to make the 3.
Yeah, that was a poor miss off the tee. See if he can redeem himself.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
And Frank, that steady play continues.
Rock solid. Excellent approach shot.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. That's how the best in the world play it, Frank.
Well, I'd say a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
Did the job right there. Now the finishing hole, Frank, and just a spectacular looking hole.
Yeah, chance to complete our mission. Should we succeed here at 18? If anything, you want to keep the ball a little left of the flag. Otherwise, we're off the beach.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Settles in over the putt.
Oh, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now at par.
So a tester from 4 feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Ricky Fowler trying to roll this one in. Just playing great. 14 under already. Frank, that was just a dazzling display of golf today.
It's be so hard